Hello, generous gentleman, Mr. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here and present. Today, I wanted to talk to you, well, in this foundational course, right? I wanted to talk to you guys about the meditations, right? So, we will have a bunch of these in here. Our meditations are all, I'm actually going to rename, I'm not going to rename them. Like I wanted to because I think they're cool. But here we go. How to process emotion, tension, and triggers immediately. So this is what I call my meditations is emotional processing. And the science behind actually doing these meditations is we regulate your nervous system by shutting off all of your senses, right? It happens in normal meditation. As all of your senses turn off and regulate, if you have, like, if someone takes a picture or something and you look at it, and then you're at a music festival with someone and you're trying to explain to them the picture in detail, right? You'd be okay at it, right? You'd be okay. Hence, if you're meditating and you're dropped into a subconscious state where you are thinking, all your senses are clear and you're really embodied in the moment and just present because you've switched everything off, your brain waves change state, right? They change frequency, and now you can basically paint that picture in so much detail and articulation, it can help someone else see the picture in their mind as well. If you're trying to remember something and you're talking to someone and you're at a coffee shop and there's a bunch of people around and noise and music and things versus in a meditative state, your memory in a meditative state is absolutely like thousandfold better than when you're with someone. So what happens is they did this study, and I've talked about this before and you probably already heard me talk about it, but they had two piano groups of people that learned piano. Some visualized in their mind playing piano, and then the other people physically practiced the piano, and then when they come to playing the actual piano itself, the people who visualize were pretty much just as good as the people who learnt to play the piano. So for us, right, we may not be in the position where we're having the conversations or using the abilities or the skill, or we're in situations where we're falling in love with someone, we're trying to get our wife back, or we're trying to create more chemistry and sexiness and fun and play in a relationship where there's more intimacy in a way that feels free for you. We might not be in the position to be able to practice them, right? You may not have that in your environment right now. Your partner may not want to talk to you for a few months, right? Or a few weeks or a couple of days or whatever it is. And we just don't know. So how we use these meditations and this emotional processing is we actually give you the greatest experience to get into your mind, clear the emotion and the tension that's sitting on the top so that you can transmute it. And then you can start to practice creating new neural connections in your mind. So every time you have a thought, every time you try to practice one of these skills, you create in the different parts of your brain, you create new neural connections, right? That go into your brain and down and access your nervous system. So even if you get triggered, even if Mr. Passive, Mr. Fix-It, Mr. Avoidant, any of those guys come up, what will happen is once we've gone down into the meditation, you've processed whatever's needed to go on there, and you're practicing one of the skills in the masculine social skills that we have, and you're practicing them, is now you're starting to replace neural connections. So, did you hear my tongue trip over my teeth? You're replacing neural connections, right? So, hope you're with me with this. So what happens is the next time you're triggered, the next time you're, let's say for example, you're wildly in love with someone, and for some reason when you go to talk to her, you trip over your teeth just as I did. What happens is the nervous system will kick in, the meditation and processing that you've been practicing will just help you deliver something that you genuinely want to deliver instead. And then when we practice on the coaching calls, we practice in one-on-one coaching calls, we practice by writing things down in the community posts. When you write them down, then what happens is you don't have to be in a meditative, relaxed state to talk about it. It starts to become automatic, and you can, oh, there I go. Once that happens is now you're starting to really transmutate energy, not just in your mind when you're in a meditative state, but also in the real world. And that's how it works, guys. It's meditation, such an important part of this. Like it will transform everything that you do. And this is what separates us from all the other dating programs, all the other relationship programs, is we're practicing this, right? We're actually learning the theory, we're studying what's working, and we're practicing it in real time to change our body and neurochemistry. As I said from the start, I said this isn't about dating or getting the woman or getting her back or anything to even do with women. This is about becoming the man who can deal with any situation, who can lead and find joy and fun and play and connection and harmoniousness and bend the world to and reality to his will, or include his will into the world and reality to create a future and a situation and a life that is completely ideal for him. And it happens and it starts here. If you guys want to know the science behind this, I'm going to tell you really quickly, right? I've got 5 minutes left. I only want this to be a 10-minute video. So what happens, and I learned this using Joe Dispenza's teachings, if any of you guys have done his work, but what happens is essentially your brain emits a certain frequency and your heart makes a certain frequency. And men commonly think with our minds, right? And we're more dominant for rational and logical thinking. Women are more feeling-based creatures, right? And we do emanate a frequency from here. So our job is to get out of our head and into our hearts, and a woman's job is to get out of her hearts and into her head. It's funny because, my partner, she has a community of women because she coaches women, and she's like, oh my gosh, me trying to get women to articulate something, they're just like, I just want to feel connection. And then she's like, well, what does that look like? Connection. And they're like, well, what does that look like? Tell me what it looks like. I want to feel connection. This is how the girls talk to her, and she's like, use your mind, right? Like, use your head. For us, for guys, we're like, well, we should do this, and this, without the connection piece, right? We'll miss the heart piece. So our goal and role is to, like, one, get out of our minds, drop ourselves into our body. That is what the meditation does. We can slow everything down, feel the frequency of our heart, slow our brain waves down, allow this thing to spend. Get really good at the skill of being able to create a relationship with our emotions. Oh, anxiety feels like this in my chest. Anger feels like this. Pleasure feels like this. Like, you'll get a relationship with how everything works. And then in our own psyche, we have certain conversations or have certain experience with the different segments of ourselves, either younger, different versions of ourselves, patterns, versions of ourselves that no longer serve us, and parts that do serve us, and the higher thing, the source, God, higher self, whatever you guys want to call it. There's also a part of that which, coming under helps you bring harmoniousness to your system. And then once that expands out and your heart has a bigger frequency, we then align it with your brain to create harmony. So then you go, okay, now let's put our intention into this. Let's go down to here, put our attention into our brain, and then our brain will figure out what we need to do. In that is a relinquish of control, a relinquish for surrender, a relinquish to, all of the real world stuff, because most of the time it's like, all right, I got to think about this thing before I even approach this woman or do whatever. In our meditations, once we've practiced learning this, it's more so we practice reps and understand, and then you just put yourself in the situation with trust that you've got it. And next minute you'll be like, man, I used attunement, receivership, push and pull, and discernment all at the same time, and I didn't even know it, right? There is no way with those 16 pillars that you can go into a conversation and think on the spot, oh, I'm going to use this one or that one or that one. This is why we say it's installing the system, right? You will install it using this. You can just put this one on here. This one had actually clear emotional tension, is amazing. Repeat the meditation. And this is how you start to download the system into your whole nervous system. Like, this is the download part. Like, the whole operating system of, using these masculine leadership doesn't download without this. This is the downloading procedure, right? When you download or upload some software into a computer, it shuts down. And then it's got the computer shuts down, then it uploads, has the bar going, downloading, updating, operating the system, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing with you. You're no different. Like, the way a computer and systems work in computers and your cells is actually very similar. So this is how we get the upgrade, because you're going to learn everything. It's sort of like, you can download the new software and you know that it's there. It's like, here, this is what it is. This is what it looks like. Now to download it, we've got to get complete stillness. We're going to go from our heart down into our body, figure out our whole nervous system, understand our psyche. Is there something bigger that needs to come in? It may not. You have control of your meditations. And then, depending on you just get whatever you need from it. And then you bring that back up into your mind so you can see and you can future pace and you can figure out and you can really envision it happening. And then you don't even have to worry about it. You just put yourself in environments and situations and it'll work. But there will be a bunch more here as time goes on in this community. And that's how we, use emotional processing meditation and the theory behind it for everything. So thanks for looking. I'm so excited for you guys to learn this, and please let me know your thoughts on these meditations, or if you have any music that you think is really cool, submit it to me, or if you know anyone who could do the meditations, that has a nicer voice as well. I'd love to, be included in a project to make some of these so incredibly beautiful for you guys. There is a very specific system that I use when it comes to the meditations, and it's just helping you feel and create a relationship with the emotions themselves, so that when you're in a conversation or something's happening, or you receive a text message, you go, oh, that's that. I know what that is. And now I know how to transmute it. And this is, because it starts at the catch. And you're like, where does the trigger start, right? In your body. It happens autonomically, however you say that damn word. Sorry, guys. Autonomically, it happens in your system. And then, because you don't know, and then usually you react, right? So what we're doing is, when that system happens, is you'll go, oh, caught it. That time difference is the ability between your entire future. Like literally your entire future, with the woman that you are, with who you want to be as a man. So there you go. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. See you guys on the inside.